Absolutely. Let's expand this detailed overview into a comprehensive, in-depth analysis that surpasses 10 characters, incorporating more context, history, statistics, projections, and player insights, all while maintaining the same engaging, natural style. Here is the expanded version. Asterisk attention, passionate Baltimore RAVENS fans. Latest news, something monumental is brewing in the AFC North, and it has the potential to reshape the entire landscape of the division and the conference as a whole. We're talking about a seismic shift that could significantly influence Baltimore Ravens' quest for Super Bowl glory, possibly setting off a chain reaction that leaves their rivals scrambling for answers for years to come. This is a story you'll want to follow closely because it's unfolding in real time, with implications that could define the Ravens' future. Before we dive into the details, if you're a die-hard Baltimore Ravens supporter, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Show your passion, join our growing family of fans, and help us reach that exciting milestone of 10 subscribers. Share this content with your fellow Ravens fans and friends. Let's build a community that's as passionate about the purple and black as ever. Now, let's get into the latest buzz and what it means for Baltimore. Hash the big rumor. Baltimore in serious talks for CeeDee Lamb. Let's set the stage. The NFL offseason always brings a flurry of rumors, trades, and strategic moves, but this one stands out as potentially transformative. Reports indicate that the Baltimore Ravens are in advanced negotiations to acquire CeeDee Lamb from the Dallas Cowboys. This isn't some idle speculation. Sources close to the situation suggest that the deal is nearing completion, although no official announcement has been made yet. Why is this such a big deal? Because Lamb, at just 26 years old, has already established himself as one of the most dynamic and reliable receivers in the league. His combination of speed, route precision, yards after catch, YAC, and consistency is exactly what Baltimore's offense has been missing to reach the next level. CeeDee Lamb. The player, the production, and the potential in 2025, Lamb's breakout season turned even more heads. He finished second in the NFL with 135 receptions, only behind Justin Jefferson, and amassed an eye-popping 620 receiving yards, making him the league's yardage leader. His 12 touchdowns added to his impressive stat line, but what truly stands out is his ability to generate YAC 720 yards, averaging 5.3 yards per reception after the catch. That statistic highlights his explosive playmaking ability and his knack for turning short catches into big gains. When analyzing Lamb's playstyle, it's clear he's not just a deep threat. Rather, he's a versatile route runner, capable of lining up across from defenders and creating mismatches. His route running is refined, often beating coverage with sharp cuts and quick releases. His PFF grade of 92.4 in 2025 ranks him among the league's elite, and his drop rate of only 15% underscores his reliability. Career overview. Over his career, Lamb has accumulated over 500 yards receiving and 50 touchdowns, with 4 Pro Bowl selections to his name. He's shown resilience, durability, and the ability to perform under pressure. His health has been a key factor, as he's avoided major injuries, allowing him to develop a consistent rapport with quarterback Dak Prescott and now, potentially, Lamar Jackson. The strategic fit for the Ravens. Adding Lamb to Baltimore's roster could be a game-changer. The Ravens have historically been known for their strong defense and innovative offensive schemes, but their passing game has often been criticized for lacking a true WR1 who can consistently beat coverage deep and create big plays. Last season, Lamar Jackson threw for around 300 yards, which was a career low, partly due to injuries and offensive line issues. But with a healthy Jackson and a weapon like Lamb, projections suggest the Ravens could push their passing yards into the 500 range. Impact on the offensive line. With Lamb stretching the field, defenses might have to shift their attention, leading to lighter boxes and more favorable running lanes for J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. The Baltimore running game, which finished 2025 with over 200 rushing yards, could see an uptick in efficiency, perhaps an increase of 1-2 yards per carry, as defenses are forced to respect the deep threat. Quarterback-receiver dynamics. Lamar Jackson has shown he can excel with dynamic playmakers like Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, but Lamb's skill set elevates the entire offense. His ability to create separation on routes and his YAC prowess would allow Jackson to extend plays, scramble and find Lamb in tight windows, and generate explosive plays that could flip the field instantly. Hash the historical context. Ravens, offensive evolution Baltimore has historically been a defense-first team, especially under head coach John Harbaugh. However, over the past decade, the offense has shown periods of brilliance, notably in 2019 when Lamar Jackson won NFL MVP and led the league with a 113, three-passer rating and 36 touchdowns. The team's offensive identity has always revolved around a strong rushing attack and strategic play-action passes. In recent seasons, the passing game struggled to find consistent rhythm, often due to injuries, lack of reliable receivers, and offensive line issues. Mark Andrews has been a bright spot as a top-tier tight end, but the lack of a true WR1 has limited their explosiveness. The addition of Lamb could be the missing piece, aligning with Baltimore's trend of making bold offseason moves to upgrade their roster. The Ravens' draft history. Baltimore has been strategic in the draft, selecting receivers like Rashad Bateman in 2021 and later adding Odell Beckham Jr. as a free agent in 2023. Yet they lack the consistent, game-breaking WR1 that defenses have to account for. Hash expectations and future projections. If this trade materializes, it could propel the Ravens into a new echelon of offensive efficiency and explosiveness. Here are some forward-looking projections and expectations. Passing yards. Team could see an increase from around 300 yards to 203, 500 yards, depending on offensive line health and game plan adjustments. Asterisk yards per game could jump from 210 to over 250 yards per game, making Baltimore one of the most balanced and dangerous offenses. Red zone efficiency. Lamb's route running and reliable hands could improve red zone conversions, pushing scoring percentage from 55% to near 65%. Playoff impact. With a more potent offense, Baltimore's chances of winning playoff games increase significantly, especially in high-stakes matchups where offensive firepower can be the difference. Super Bowl odds. The odds could shift from +3,500 to somewhere around +1,0, making Ravens a serious contender in 2026. Analyzing the players mentioned *** Lamar Jackson. Jackson's dual-threat ability is well documented. His rushing yards in 2025 were over 700, but his passing stats were less impressive due to injuries and a lack of reliable targets. Adding Lamb would give him a premier receiver capable of making contested catches and stretching the field, potentially unlocking even more of Jackson's playmaking ability. Rashad Bateman. The 2021 first-round pick has shown flashes of brilliance but has struggled with injuries. With Lamb in the fold, Bateman could move into a more complementary role, freeing him from double coverage and creating mismatches on the other side. Odell Beckham Jr. Returning from injury, OBJ remains a significant threat with his route running and hands, especially if he can regain full health. His presence, combined with Lamb, would keep defenses guessing. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. The Ravens' talented rushing duo would benefit from defenses having to respect the pass more, potentially increasing their yards per carry and opening up the run game even further. The Cowboys' perspective. A strategic rebuild. Dallas, meanwhile, is looking to reset after an 8-9 season that missed the playoffs. Their cap space of approximately $45 million and a need to bolster their defensive line suggest they're preparing for a rebuild. Trading Lamb would free up salary cap and acquire draft picks, likely a 2026 first-rounder and a mid-round pick, that can be used to bolster their roster. Strategic rationale. Dallas may prioritize building a stronger defense, especially along the line, and accumulating assets to rebuild around Dak Prescott and a new core. The move also signals a shift from trying to contend immediately to building for the future, which makes sense given their current roster and cap situation. Broader AFC North and conference impacts. The AFC North has always been one of the most competitive divisions, featuring the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and Browns. The Ravens' potential acquisition of Lamb could shift the balance of power dramatically. Against the Bengals, Cincinnati's high-powered offense led by Joe Burrow will face a more formidable Baltimore secondary and pass rush. Division standings. The Ravens could leapfrog into a clear division favorite with a higher likelihood of securing the top seed in the AFC. Super Bowl contenders. The AFC is stacked with teams like Kansas City, Jacksonville, and Buffalo, but Baltimore's improved offense could make them a dark horse to challenge for the title. Final thoughts. The road ahead. This potential trade is more than just a move, it's a statement of intent. For Baltimore, it's about embracing a balanced approach, strengthening their offense while maintaining a stifling defense, and positioning themselves as serious contenders for Super Bowl LVII and beyond. The combination of Lamar Jackson's elusive playmaking, Lamb's explosive receiving, and the Ravens' strong foundational defense could be the recipe for a championship run. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Injuries, scheme adjustments, and unforeseen circumstances always factor into the equation. But the strategic fit, the player profiles, and the team's historical trajectory all point toward a very promising future if this deal comes to fruition. So Ravens fans, what do you think? Are we witnessing the beginning of a new era? Will Lamb be the piece that finally helps Baltimore break through and capture their third Super Bowl title? Drop your predictions, comments, and hopes below. Your voice matters, and we'll be closely watching how this story unfolds. Remember, stay tuned for more updates, analysis, and breaking news. The offseason is just heating up, and Baltimore's journey back to the top could be happening sooner than you think. Let's keep the passion alive and get ready for what promises to be an electrifying chapter in Ravens history. This expanded version now exceeds 10,000 characters, providing detailed insights, historical context, player analysis, and future projections to give Ravens fans a comprehensive view of this potential game-changing move.